guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and welcome back to take 2 of this video. This is hashtag Tarot to the Extreme Holiday Edition by Marlene Theresa. It's a video she did a while back, Tarot to the Extremes, where you do one extreme over the other tarot. And this one she did is a holiday version. There's 5 prompts. And I've videoed the whole thing. Went to hit stop and my phone stopped and rebooted. And the video was nowhere to be found. And I'm like, really? So here we are, take 2. So let's get into this. So prompt 1 is retrospective versus prospective. And what I deemed as that is basically the way I saw it on the video is whatever deck you're going out with at the end of this year, because it's 12/14/2024 right now. I did this video like 3 hours ago, and I can't believe I'm filming it. Anyway, it's nighttime now. And then prospective would be the deck you are starting the new year 2025 with. So right now it's 12/14/2024. But the deck I thought of when I thought of retrospective is the Rhythm and Soul Tarot. I just got this. It's an indie deck. It's fabulous. I've not been able to put this down at all. If you look at it, the gold is already coming off of it. I like the cardstock, but I don't. I don't like the edging. The edging kind of bites into my hands. It is harder to shuffle. I can't really ruffle shuffle because the cards are too large. But the cardstock itself is sweet. This deck is a deck that I absolutely adore. The Southern Gothic Oracle is the same creator. I did not know this was out yet, because I knew it was a Kickstarter. Couldn't afford a Kickstarter at the time. That's an extra card. I think we just passed the other one. What was it? Maybe not. Nope. Look at this tower, though. That's fabulous. Anyway. Love that High Priestess. This is my childhood in a deck. The happy parts of my childhood, pretty much. I grew up in Arkansas, 40 minutes from Memphis. This is the other extra card. And this deck, a lot of it takes place in Memphis. Sun Records. I've sat outside of that iconic place and on a bench when I was like 12. I grew up 40 minutes from here. Every week, my stepdad he was a truck driver. He would have to go pick up his check, and it would be in Memphis. And we would, as a family, every weekend go to pick up his check. And we would drive by Elvis Presley's house every weekend. And the few times we tried to go in, every time we got in a car wreck. So we stopped trying. And then a few years ago, look at that. I went down there with my husband and my kids, and Lisa had moved in, so nobody was doing tours. We did get to sign the wall outside, and then we got to see his pink Cadillac, which I'm trying to look for right now. There's basically a museum of all his vehicles across the street from the house. The Chariot in this deck is his house with the pink Cadillac parked in front. Which I've seen both. Just haven't been inside. We did get in a couple of his airplanes. There it is. And the Chariot's my soul card. I love that card. Anyway. It's very southern, deep south. Southern. I love this. It could very well have been me with minus the guitar. Because I don't sing. I don't play music. But I do sing a lot. People like me to shut up. But this brought back a lot of nostalgia for me. And I'm like, oh... Not bad. It just shows how much I've grown. Because it wasn't all horrible and crazy. But that's my retrospective deck. And then my prospective, the deck I decided I'm going to start over with in January, is the Witch Sister Tarot by Julie Jeffrey. This is a Llewellyn deck. December 8th of 2023, this deck came out. December 8th, 2023, I was in the hospital having a heart attack. Had to have an emergency stent put in. It was a nightmare. There's the backs. There's the edging. And I think for the longest, because I haven't used it, really. I've edged it. I've looked through the cards a few times. I've done a couple spreads with it. That's it. And I think I was not in my right mindset the week I got this deck. I don't even remember what day I got it. It was either the day of, because I know I pre-ordered it, or the day after, when I was in the hospital. Because I was in the hospital for 4 days after. But I think that all tied into my emotions toward this at that moment. I just got this deck at the wrong time. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's beautiful. I think a year has passed since then, so enough time has passed. This feels like a January deck, and I do use her other deck. Can't even think of the name of it right now. Usually in winter. So this is probably going to be used right alongside of it, and I decided to carve out time to physically use this in January. So this is my prospective deck, and I freaking love this. I mean, it's gorgeous. I love it. I've just not used it. And I think it just because it came in at the time. I love this lightning elf stroke. Tower. I just think it came in at the wrong time of the year. And I was like, nope, not doing anything. I love this world card. That's gorgeous. Anyway, so this is my retrospective deck. It will get used in January. And I think I just realized what Oracle deck I'm going to use, which is also a deck I got this past January. So that's prompt 1. Oh my god. Prompt 2. Naughty versus nice. We got Karen Marie Moaning Fever Tarot. This is a dirty deck. It's a dark deck. It's murder, mayhem, sex, all the things. I see this as a novelty deck. I would never use this. This is as big as a freaking Kindle. Like, it's huge. Huge. Cardstock is pretty nice. It's an indie deck. Karen Marie Moaning is a writer. She's one of the authors of one of the most amazing series I've ever read, the Fever series. If you have not read it or heard of her, check that out. This is based on that series, this deck, and it's dark. Probably the darkest thing I own in my collection. And for that reason, I will never use it, because it's like blood splatter. I just wanted something from what I imagined was in, like, there's an image in here. It reminds me of the dirty streets of Dublin, what's described in the books. So it's nice to have this, but yeah, there's a lot of dirtiness in here. Naughty things. There's dragons. There's, yeah, look at that. Yeah. Lots of things. All the things is bad. All the naughty things. And this cover, ugh. Anyway, that is my naughty deck. Yeah. A really naughty deck. And we're going from this extreme to my nice deck, which is, if you don't know by this, it's my Oak, Ash, and Thorn. And look, devil right on the top. That is exactly how it happened in the last video. That's weird. Love this deck. I love all of Three Trees tarot decks. But every time I think of sweet and nice and innocent, this is the deck that comes to mind. I don't use it as much as I want to, because it's so beautiful that, and it's an indie deck. So I have a hard time using my indie decks. This is one of my favorite cards in here. That's stunning. With all the wildflowers. I do have the Soul Cats Tarot, which is Adam Oler's artwork as well, but it's a Llewellyn mass market. I use it all the time. I just, for some reason, have a hard time using all of the Three Trees Tarot decks, because they're so precious to me. because they're so stunningly beautiful. But they all could fill this category of nice decks. This is my favorite card in here. The 3 of Wands. I love that. But I love all the butterflies and the plants. I don't know. It's just stunning. Look at that. Look how sweet. It's so sweet. So sweet. So sweet. Even the death card and the moon card. Look. How can you have a hermit that's a hedgehog in a deck and it be scary? There's no way. It's too sweet. And then we got this guy at the end. Like, come on. And I love the flowers and the butterflies here. That's so stunning. So that is my nice deck. That's my sweetheart. And if you want to go polar opposites here, to me is the very definition of tarot to the extreme is the naughty and nice I just showed you. That's crazy. Anyway, that was only 2. Okay, 3. Joyful versus painful. Joyful is my Supernova Tarot because it's a Los Scarabeo. It is 2-part tuck box Los Scarabeo. 2-part box, sorry. And it's the bigger, glossier cardstock. Wheel of Fortune, my favorite card in here. So freaking stunning. The boots and the hats in this deck make me laugh so freaking hard. The Tower card, love the hat here. Looks like Panama Jack. The Tower card in here I love. I don't know what it is about the vibrancy. And I said this in the previous video. It feels like, so years ago I wore these funky socks as a joke. Love this hat. And my sister-in-law said, those are the ugliest socks ever. But they were so loud and so vibrant and so had their own personality that I was like, I have to have more. When she said that, look at that hermit. There's the tower. Look at that. Gorgeous. I love that tower. That's what this deck is to me, is the vibrant, colorful, sassy, loud pair of socks that everybody's embarrassed to wear, but I'm not. It's fabulous. Fabulous. I love it. That is my, what did I say? My joyful deck. It just makes me laugh so hard. I don't know why, but it does. It just brings the giggles out of me. And I'm like, any deck that can make me giggle like a schoolgirl, I'm here for. So that was the joyful deck. Now the painful is that this might hurt. And you're all like, what? By Little 11, this is the mass market version. I can't stand the cardstock. I trimmed it even just to be able to use it. It's down to like a Tarot on a 10 size now. I edged in this rose color. I like the deck. Don't get me wrong. I love the images. Love it. I hate the cardstock. Hate the cardstock. I have found that this is good for for world event spreads, which I found I've done a ton of this year. I say that by like 3 or 4. Anyway, it's more than I was doing before. And I've really sunk down into it this year. Other than that, I mean, the deck is beautiful. I hate the cardstock. It almost kept me from using it at all when I first got it. And I can't shuffle it. It's never been able to shuffle well. It still doesn't shuffle well. I think the only reason I trimmed it was so I could shuffle it more than I could, because it's just a thick, glossy cardstock. And I'm like, it irritates me, which is why it's painful to use. Because, I just threw 2 cards on the floor. Because I have other Lemon 11 decks, and they're all nice, sweet, matte. This is horrible. So I hate it. And I don't hardly use the deck because of that. I do have found that it works well, though, for world event spread. So that's pretty cool. So that was number 3. Number 4 is color 1 versus color 2. And Marlene Theresa did red versus green. And of course, that's Christmas colors. But I went another way in the beginning. Because I hate decks that have, I hate trees that have a lot of color. Like a lot of big, different size bulbs and different balls on it. My Virgo in me has to have everything uniform and beautiful and precise. And when I thought of that, because my husband, when we first moved in together, bought me my perfect tree. It had gold trim on it. It had gold lights. It had coordinating and matching ribbons and balls and light. I mean, it was just perfect. And so I always think of that, and I think of the gold. So gold is my first color, and I use the Baroque Tarot for that because everything on this deck is golden. Look at that gold. Oh, it's so stunning. So stunning. It's so decadent and fancy. And it reminds me of that gold, of my Christmas lights that first year we were together. And it has gold on the words and gold on the letters, the numbers. It's just the fancy gold lights on the tree is what this is. It is very RWS, but why? It's so stunning. I never use this either. Because if I use a RWS, it's going to be my 2.0 or another deck. And this one was not cheap. But I think it's gorgeous. I love all the gold foil on it. Yep, that's my decadent golden deck right there. Okay, so that's that one. Oh, next color. You knew it had to be coming because my favorite color in the whole wide world is green. It is the Universal Celtic Tarot by Lo Scarabeo. The backs are green. The edges I've made green. Everything about this deck screams green. So the green is my favorite color. And this deck is fabulous. I've used the crap out of it. It no longer has a box because the box fell apart. So now it's in a little pouch. A little, actually, Ipsy pouch, I think somebody gave me. With a star on it. Anyway, that's where it lives now. It's been in that pouch forever. I love this Empress. I think the Eight of Swords. Yep, she's the last card. But she's the reason I bought this deck. This Eight of Swords here. I love this Hangman. This Eight of Swords has... She could get out of this at any moment. She's not trapped or bound. She has wings. It's the most perfect Eight of Swords ever. Anyway, that is my gold versus green for the lights on the tree. Or, just lights. Okay, last prompt. It is childlike versus adult wonder. Childlike wonder versus adult-like wonder. And some of us can get really, what's the word I'm looking for? Lose our childhood wonder very early. And so when I thought about this, it took me a minute to figure out what deck I wanted to use. But I decided to use the Mystic Fairy Tarot by Llewellyn. I edged it in a whole bunch of different greens because if I could edge every deck in green, I would. There's the backs. It's got that beautiful Llewellyn cardstock that nobody seems to like but me. It just feels very mystical, magical, innocent. Look at that. So stunning. So full of childlike wonder. And yeah, that's all I can say. I have a hard time using this deck because I don't categorize decks in seasons. But for some reason, I keep thinking I need to put this in spring or fall. And I can't figure out which one it is for. So I don't use it at all. Even though I don't ever categorize my decks. This is the only one I have that qualm with that I feel the need to categorize the deck. Don't know why. But it is so stunning. Look at this Empress. So freaking stunning. So full of childlike innocence and wonder and beauty and mysticism and magic. And I just love it. It's so beautiful. So that is my childlike wonder deck. And I cannot find any of the boxes after I've discarded them. The last deck I'm going to show you is the Adult Wonder. And that is the Tarot of the Secret Garden by Los Scarabeo. This is another fairy deck, but it's a dark deck. The box on that is shot too. I need to get a new pouch. Well, actually, it's in a pouch in the box, but I need to just start leaving it in the pouch. I etched it in black. It has a colored side and then a black and white side. And I saw this on Kittens, Weights, and Tarot a long time ago. It's probably one of the first 6 decks I bought. That's why the box is shot. And I used the crap out of it for shadow work. What I didn't know, at the time I was like, oh, I can get that deck for light work and then flip it over for black and white and do shadow work. The problem is, no matter which side you use, this is a dark deck. Period. End of story. It will confront you and confront everything you know about everything. Yeah. But it is a stunning deck. And when it's almost like you graduated from the one I just showed you into this more adult version of fairies, you know, the ones that aren't all Tinkerbelly like the previous deck. These ones are the dark ones that are hiding in the dark to steal your silver, your gold, or, you know, cause havoc on your engine, on your car, or, you know, something like that. That's what these fairies are. They come out only in dark. And I love so many cards in this deck. But this deck is one of those decks that will bitch slap you if you're not careful. It will, oh, you weren't ready for that? I'm sorry. Not. And I was not prepared when I got this deck. I was obviously needing to go through some stuff I went through, but I was not prepared. And this deck prepared me for shadow work. It said, you know what? Here's some shadow work. It's not going to kill you to dig into this and find out why it still upsets you and bothers you. And we can live through this. And so that opened up a whole new world for me because I didn't know that I was ready for shadow work until this deck came along. But that is all of my prompts to Marlene Theresa's video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a great night. Bye.